Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Alright, people. Confirmed, official, done deal, signed and sealed, fight announced, all that good stuff. Devin Haney, George Kambosos, Devin Haney, June the 4th in Australia. I'm excited about this fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. Obviously, I was kind of... when there was original talk about this fight, there was obviously Lomachenko as well, who was being talked about at the same time. And I was thinking, in terms of Kambosos, the Lomachenko fight is a fight that I just don't see him winning. I see it as being more entertaining, and if he did, you know. But I saw the Haney fight as being a more winnable fight. Now, I personally, for me, I make Haney the favourite going into this fight. I make him the favourite. I think that when Devin Haney is just left to his own device and just left to box, he really is a joy to watch in there. In terms from a technical point of view, in terms of his speed, he really is a joy to watch when he starts letting his boxing go and when he's in full flow and he's in full swing of things. The problem, I think, with Haney, and this is something that George Kambosos might be able to exploit. This isn't like a full prediction, but this is just giving a kind of little quick preview. Is when he fought Linares, he was really determined to try and get a stop, and really try and hurt Jorge Linares. He ended up getting himself tagged. I think it was in the 11th or the 10th round. And after the fight, he's there asking Linares, "Do I hit hard?" He's been trying a lot lately to look for stoppages. Haney's not that sort of puncher. He's not, and I think that Haney, how do I say, the more he kind of accepts the fact that he's not a Ryan Garcia, that he's not a Teofimo Lopez, that he's not a, who's the other guy at that weight that I'm thinking of, a Tank Davis. Well, he's not at their level in terms of punching power. Never will. I mean, you can't turn someone like, Barry Jones, shout out to him, but you'd never be able to turn Barry Jones into Tommy Hearns, if you know what I mean, in terms of punching power. You can prove it, but Haney, I just don't think is that kind of puncher. And as much as he wants to try and be, he's not. He needs to focus on what he's good at, which is boxing. Just sticking to his boxing, defense, lovely jab, all that. That's his best kind of weapon. If he goes in and tries to stick it on Kambosos, and the fact it's in Australia as well, which does kind of... If this was on neutral territory, I'd still give Kambosos a very good chance. The fact that it's in Australia, this is even more interesting now. The hometown advantage. The minute Kambosos would only need to graze Devin Haney, and we will see just an uproar from the fans. We will. And that can influence judges. I mean, we've seen it in Germany, we've seen it in the UK. A good example would be Josh Taylor, Jack Castro. When you have it can influence the judges. It certainly can. When you have a fighter who's landing, and, partially landing, and he's the home fighter, and the minute even like a grazing left hook maybe skims the fighter, the opposing fighter, the fans just erupt. And for a judge who's maybe sitting at the other side of the ring, they're thinking, "Oh, just that landed, and he's doing better. The fans are really getting into this. He's doing well, isn't he?" There you go, 10-9, 10-9, excuse me. So it does bring the fight a little bit closer. In terms of, the network, it's going to be obviously on Top Rank, ESPN. Devin Haney, I believe, it's a weird one, right? It's essentially a 3-fight deal with Top Rank. So he has this fight. If he wins, he's to rematch Kambosos. I'm not sure if I read it right. If someone wants to correct me in the comment section, you can. But unless I misread it, and I believe me, I read too quick sometimes, does the rematch have to be in Australia if he's rematching Kambosos? Let me know in the comment section if that's true or not, or maybe I've just read that a bit too quick. But there's a rematch with Kambosos, and obviously if he gets past that, he's another fight with Top Rank, which would be Lomachenko. Now, having said that, Devin Haney can move up. He can move up to 140, and he's been talking about that for a while. He's a big 135 pounder, and especially with 140 being fractured a lot, it would give him a chance to potentially pick up a title when he moves up. I'm sure WBC would give him a decent ranking because he's he's a champion with the WBC, even though Kambosos is... See, this is the thing about this fight that I'm also looking for as well. It will give us a clear definitive champion at 135 pounds, because I don't think I'm the only one who is just that franchise title. Once we see the back of that, may it never ever come back. It just is such a stupid idea. Get rid of the goddamn thing. I mean, you have Kambosos, who, let's be frank, he has all the belts, but because he's franchise champion, and then you have Devin Haney as the WBC champion, it just creates so much confusion. It's absolutely stupid. I don't see the point in it. It's obviously just to do with, well, it's a bit like a glorified lineal title if you think about it that way, because you've no mandatories. You know, the current champion takes the mandatory. You're just the franchise champion. You get to do what you want. It just is so stupid. So I'll be glad to see the back of that, because I think the WBC are kind of getting rid of it more so now. I mean, there's no talk about Canelo being champion at 160. Obviously, Estrada, whenever he fights, hopefully Chocolatito, or he might fight Bam Rodriguez as well. But eventually, I would imagine that 115, they might try and get that, you know, all in one place, just in case it happens with Ioka. I'd love to see him against Gonzalez. That'd be a great fight. But hopefully they're getting rid of that, and that'll be the end of that, hopefully, because it's just a stupid idea. But in terms of this fight, I like this fight. I'm intrigued about this fight. It's definitely piqued my interest. Kambosos, I mean, seriously, people, to go from, if he wins, Teofimo Lopez to Devin Haney, that's impressive. Man, that's impressive if he wins. And I'm not ruling him out winning this fight. I definitely see it as a more winnable fight, a lot more winnable than the Lomachenko fight, personally. It might not be as entertaining as the Lomachenko fight, but definitely a winnable fight for Kambosos. I'm up for it, lads. I'm looking forward to this. So we've got a nice schedule of boxing. We have a great little boxing schedule for the next few months. I mean, April is just a month where there's just fight after fight after fight. You know, May culminating in Canelo, June, and there's obviously going to be fights announced in the interim. Like, it's not like this is the set schedule. There'll be more fights to be announced. It's only the 1st of April, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, who you have. Leave it in the comment section. For now, lads and lassies, smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.